How's it going, guys? This is Matt from the Whirly Bugger, and today we're going to be talking about bass fishing on the fly rod and tying some bass flies. So in the vise I have the Dragline. It's a bass pattern I came up with. It's been really good for smallmouth and largemouth. You can fish it in lakes, the river, Columbia River, Lower Yak, wherever there's bass. So as the weather kind of gets warmer, we got May 1st coming up on Saturday. The bass are going to start really getting going, both in pre-spawn and in the spawn. And then after, later in the spring, they'll be post-spawn, early summer. They really start to ramp up and start eating again. So it's a great time to fish for bass. And yeah, it's just a great time to get your bass flies ready. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so in the vise, we have a heavy jig hook from Komodo. It's a KJ 2322 in size 1. Really like this hook, super heavy. It's got a sharp, stout point on it. It's just been a really good hook for me. So I'm tying on UTC 140 in black. And the first thing I'm gonna do is lay down a really good thread base. I'm gonna tie in some extra large black and white double pupil eyes. Make sure I get these cinched down really good. I'm gonna tie these eyes on top of my hook like so that the hook point up, which is just helpful. I find you get better hookups that way, and plus it'll keep you out of the weeds or the rocks, whatever you're whatever's at the bottom of the lake or river you're fishing. It'll kind of keep you out of that. All right. So now that that's all fastened, I'm gonna go ahead and glue these eyes down. All right, close that up and move back to the start of the bend of the hook. And this is just black Magnum rabbit strip I've cut. You can cut to what other length you like. I just made a point right here, kind of cut a triangle. I'm just gonna go ahead and tie these in. So I'm going to tie one in on this side and one in on the other side. Find that the split tail moves really good. Can kind of pass as crawdad claws or whatever, but I just like the way the split tail moves. I'm going to get these tied down good. And then I'll come in with some UV polar chenille in black. This stuff makes really good bodies, super easy to work with. Just go ahead and start wrapping the chenille, and you'll notice as I'm wrapping, I'll just kind of push everything back. Okay, I'm gonna stop right in front of the eyes, make a good collar here. Go ahead and tie those off. Okay. So now there's one of two ways you can finish this fly. What I'll do next is take a skirt of black and blue fly enhancer legs. I'm just going to tie right in the middle of them, just like so. I'll take my legs like this and keep the skirting material on until you're done. You can cut it, but you have legs going everywhere, so I just usually keep them intact until I'm ready to cut. So you can leave the fly like this and cut your legs, or you can spin a dubbing head on there. So the completed fly, if you didn't do that, you just cut your skirt here, be complete, and then tie it off right here. But I'm gonna go ahead and spin a dubbing head just because I think It looks a little bit better in my opinion, but either way it won't affect the function of the fly. Okay, so to finish off this head, you can use rabbit, you can use whatever dubbing you like. I'm using Cohen's carp dub in Northern Lights. It's got some fine like leg material in it. I think it makes a really cool head. So I'm just gonna spin it in a loop. Add a little bit more. And for bass, I don't mind, you know, I usually try to have pretty sparse material in my dubbing loops, but for bass flies it's doesn't seem to be as critical as my trout flies, but I still like to keep it pretty nice and uniform like that. Go ahead and spin it up. Try to keep my legs from getting caught up in there. Alright. So it'll look like that. I'm just going to go in here, comb everything out. Turn this fly over. I'm just gonna lay a really good thread base. All right, so I got my head all spun up. The last thing, we got the thread all tied off. The last thing I'm gonna do is just go in and cut these skirts. So we'll just cut that black square. Cut this one. Same thing. Do one more, tie it off one more time for good measure. And that is the dragline bass fly. You can see with these strips of rabbit, it moves really well, and then that skirt legging material adds a lot of action, which gets bass excited. So yeah, guys, it's bass season's coming up, so make sure you're ready. If you have any questions, give the Pro Shop a call. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of your day.